Right, so our volunteer trainer today has been working in the field of QHSE for more than 25 years and is currently working as a head of QHSE in a government-owned waste recycling company. So he's a duly accredited OSH practitioner, an approved OSHMS practitioner by OSHAD. So they're the authority in Abu Dhabi and approved EHS supervisor by Abu Dhabi Waste Management Center. He is also a certified auditor for occupational safety and health management system, environmental management system, quality management system, energy management system, and business continuity management system. He specializes in quality, environment, and OSH management systems, construction safety, OSH training, construction waste management, and many more. And he completed various international qualifications such as NIBOS International Diploma, NIBOS IGC, Process Safety, ISO Management System Standards, and he's also a grad IOSH, part of a member of IOSH, and also he's a lead auditor for the OSH management system, EMS, and quality. No. And last but not the least is also our co-founder and a fellow safety advocate and one of the most active members ng PhilSA. So let us all welcome our volunteer trainer for today, Mr. Raul Tolentino. Sir, good afternoon. Nakamute po kayo.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Teka po. Makaka-share po ba kayo, sir, ng screen or
Let me try to share now. Yata makita. Sige, ikaw na lang siguro, madam.
Sige po. No problem. Teka lang.
Ngayon lang nag-cash yung t-shirt sa akin.
Kita na po ba? Kita na yung screen?
Yes po, yes po. Okay, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, good evening sa lahat po nating mga fellow safety advocates dito sa Pilipinas, sa Middle East, at sa buong parte ng Pilipinas. Let us try to understand behavioral-based safety and be mindful that this is a collaboration. It is a sharing of our experiences, and it is not gauging how far or how depth our knowledge on the subject matter. So I would like to request everyone to share your experiences during our discussions. Okay, next po. So, our objective for today is to understand the relevant legal framework supporting behavioral-based safety. So we will just call it BBS for short, implementation. Second, to understand the core principles of BBS. And third is to understand the approach to BBS. Why we need to understand the relevant legal frameworks whenever na merong magtatanong sa atin within our organizations, what is the basis on such implementing BBS? Baka sabihin nila baka naboboard ka lang safety kaya gusto mo lang mag-implement. No, it's not like that. So we need to understand which are the legal frameworks related or supporting BBS. And secondly, the principles required to understand by the BBS champions, which may be the coach, the implementing supervisors and team leaders, and the workers itself. So, and lastly, to understand how are we going to approach the BBS in our workplace. Okay? So next po. Masyado po bang mabilis ako magsalita or Okay lang po.
Okay naman po, sir. Okay naman.
Okay. Oh, we are 99 now. So this is a good session for every one of us. Okay. First legal requirement is Republic Act number 11058. So in the Philippines, there is no specific law mandated or that explicitly mandates BBS program. However, there are various legal and regulatory requirements under general occupational health and safety laws and frameworks that supports BBS implementations. For example, Section 4. For Section 4, employers are required to maintain a safe and healthful workplace aligned with BBS goals of reducing unsafe behavior. So for Section 4, pwede nating i-quote to na related siya sa BBS. On the other hand, Section 5 tells workers' rights to know and participate. Right to know what? Support the BBS practice of educating workers about hazards and safe behavior. Right to participate on what? Reinforces BBS principles of involving workers in safety observations, reporting, and discussion. So related po siya sa Section 5. So for Section 6 and 8, BBS work best and become successful when worker participates. So involvement po ng worker under this OHS programs. So for Section 28, penalty provisions. Companies are motivated to regularly observe and improve worker behavior to avoid getting penalties. So, magbe-benefits ang company natin dito. In what way? Kapag ang mga worker natin ay nagbe-behave or sumusunod sa ating mga OHS programs, na-avoid po natin yung penalties ng company. So for that one, that is the reasons why for number 1, RA 11058 is relevant legal frameworks for BBS. Okay? For number 2, DO 198-18, so it is the implementing rules and regulations of RA 11058. So, ano po yung mga provisions na related sa BBS? Let's take for rule number 4, which is duties and rights of workers. Under Section 4.b, participate in planning organizations. Hindi ko na siya ibubuin. Basta Section 4.b supports BBS by what? Reinforcing active worker participation in identifying, observing, and correct unsafe behavior. So, merong partisipasyon ang ating mga workers para dito sa Section 4 na nire-require para ma-identify, ma-observe, at ma-correct yung unsafe behavior. So, related siya sa BBS. For Section 4C, okay, it encourages behavioral observations and reporting, which is a key feature of BBS. Next po. So to continue on DO 198-18, under Rule 5, duties of employers, contractors, and subcontractors. So under Section 5A1, BBS is aligned by promoting behaviorally safe environment through proactive control of unsafe. So meaning by involving our forces to behave safely, that create safe environment through proactive control measures by in unsafe acts. So unsafe acts related po yan dito sa behavior ng ating mga workers. So for Section 5A6, it encourages safe behavior through proper use of tools and equipment, a common BBS observation focus. So it relates on the proper usage of tools and equipment. it relates to the provisions of the efficient, correct tools provided by the company. So it falls under these sections. Okay. Rule number 9, occupational OHS health program. Under section 9A, BBS can be integrated into this program as a behavioral component of risk control. Okay. And for number 3, OHS, sa DOLE po, yung rule 1030, training and education, under section 1031.1, all employers shall provide safety and health training programs. So it supports BBS by what? Ensuring workers are educated on safe behaviors, hazard recognitions, and safety protocol. So under this section, BBS is relevant to this framework. In addition, section 10041.01, which requires the formation of health and safety committee composed of workers and employers representatives. How BBS is related on this one? It enables worker participation in identifying unsafe behaviors and promoting safe practices, which is core to BBS. Okay. Rule 10050, notification and keeping of records of accident. It encourages the data gathered supports BBS. Why? It analyzes behavior-related causes and improving future-based intervention. So meaning, dito sa mga accident records natin, maaari nating ma-analyze ang naging root cause or probably related sa behavior, analyzing behavior na nag-cause, and we may improve in future behavior-based intervention. So, lesson learned, mai-apply natin dito sa Rule 10050. Okay? Under Rule 1960, Occupational Health and Environment Control. BBS aligns with in Rule 1960, it encourages monitoring workplace hazards, which ties into BBS practice of observing and modifying unsafe behavior to control exposures. Okay, and lastly, for the general provision, which is the preamble of OHS system, it states that the duty of an employer is to provide a workplace free from hazards, and that safety is shared responsibility. So BBS aligns with this by promoting what? Shared accountability and engaging both workers and supervisors in safe behavior practices. Yan po. Yan po yung mga ilan sa mga relevant legal frameworks na maaari nating i-present sa ating management if they will question us why we need to implement a BBS program or BBS approach or BBS training in our workplace. So ito po yung legal context ng ating topic para dito sa BBS. Okay, to summarize, dito sa legal requirements, the implementation of BBS in the workplace is strongly supported by Philippine occupational safety laws and regulations. These regulations emphasize the employer's duty to ensure safe and healthful workplace, and more importantly, the rights of workers to be informed, to participate in safety programs, and to report unsafe practices. Principles that fully align with the core of BBS. So, hindi po natin pwedeng sabihin ang BBS ay isa lamang programa na naisipan ng isang safety advocates o safety managers. Ito po ay legally relevant sa mga frameworks na nag-i-exist sa ating batas sa Pilipinas. Yun po. Okay, next slide po. Thank you. So, ito po a simple yes or no lang po kung kayo po ay nag-agree na ang behavior is what we do and it is often the root cause of many of our occupational HSE incident. Let us give 1 or 2 minutes just to understand or pag-isipan natin kung thumbs up ba or thumbs down. Ayan, si Ryan Abad, thumbs up daw siya. Si Micah is thumbs up, Casiano, Aquino, si Sir Victor, puro thumbs up si Alberto, Remios, Molehion, Efraim, Rainier, Darwin, Rizalde, Christopher Romy, Stephen Maximiano, Jowin, in isa number. Sumampo, Lloyd, lahat po sila. Ian, Natasha, Glenn, Julius, all thumbs up po. Bakit wala pong hindi nagta-thumbs down? Sir Gilbert, thumbs up din po. Okay. Hindi natin siya sasagutin. During the process of our presentations, masasagot po natin ito. Okay? Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nag-participate. Next slide po. Okay, what is behavioral-based safety or BBS? It is a safety approach that focuses on what people do, kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga empleyado or mga workers and bakit nila ginagawa ito. And then, paano natin sila ma-encourage na lumagay sa safe behavior sa pamamagitan ng observations, feedback, and positive reinforcement. So, sa makatuwid, ay ang BBS ay isang pamamaraan na kung saan nagpo-focus tayo sa kung anong ginagawa ng mga workers, bakit nila ito ginagawa, and then and how to encourage para maengganyo sila sa pag-behave ng safely sa pamamagitan ng observation, feedback, and positive reinforcement. Itong mga bagay nito ay madidiscuss natin sa mga susunod na slide. So, it helps reduce accidents by changing unsafe actions into safe habits. So, itong pinag-uusapan natin is more on the persons, is more on the workforce. Ito po yun. Next po. So, we're going to discuss the BBS core principles. So, we must understand what are the principles embedded sa BBS para makapag-implement tayo fully. We need to understand these principles. So, these are composed of 1 to 8 principles. So, we're going to discuss this each and every one. Okay? Next slides po. Next po. Okay. On focus on behavior, baka hintayin lang natin si Sec. So focus Sec. Okay, discuss na po natin. Focus on behavior means what? BBS targets observable behaviors rather than attitudes or intentions. Teka muna. Ano ba yung attitudes? Ano ba yung intentions related sa behavior? So, first and foremost, behavior is what a person does, kung ano yung ginagawa niya. They are visible actions or conduct For example, wearing a helmet, using a handrail, that is behavior. Whereas in attitude, what a person feels or believes, their mindsets or feelings about something. For example, thinking safety rules are unnecessary. So, attitude po ang tawag doon. Ngayon, ang intention naman is what a person plans to do. Their aim or decision to act a certain way. For example, planning to report a hazard but not doing it yet. So, yun po yung three difference niya ng definition. So, ang focus natin is to observe several behaviors because they can be seen, measured, and influenced directly. So, ang focus po natin is behavior. Kaya po ang topic natin is behavioral-based safety. So, we are focusing on the behavior. So, to repeat, ang behavior po can be a KPI because it can be seen, it can be measured, and influenced directly. Next po. Okay. Key variables affecting individual behavior. Ito na. Nag-uumpisa na tayong magsanga-sanga kung bakit nagkakaroon ng individual behavior. Okay? Core influences of behavior. For example, values to attitude. What a person believes, values, shapes how they feel about these things, which is the attitude. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung pinaniniwalaan ng tao ay magre-reflect, magiging magiging attitude niya. Okay? And then, itong attitude will go to what? Motivation and perceptions, which is this affect how people understand situation and respond them. Yung ability and aptitude are person's physical or mental capacity affects what they can safely do so. It is yung aptitude and ability niya, yung understanding niya, kung paano siya magtatrabaho ng safety, and the attitudes, personality, and perceptions, ito naman yung makakaapekto kung how people understand situations. So ito yung mga bagay para kung paano magre-respond ang isang tao. Learning, education, and training will help to improve person perception, motivation, and performance. This motivation will drive people to act in a certain way, especially when reinforced. Okay? So, medyo komplikado siya, pero kung titignan natin siya, individual behavior is the result of what? Combination of person's mindset, skills, learning, and motivation. Yun po yung individual behavior. So, to sum up po, to improve safe behavior, we must address not just skills, but also attitudes, training, and motivation. Yun po ang pinaka kabuuan nitong graph na to or presentation na to. And then kung gusto nyong indulge or to go deeper sa key variables, nandiyan po yung ito yung source, Robin S. Pwede po nating i-research yan sa online. Kung gusto nyo pang detailed or mag-deep understanding sa variables affecting individual behavior. Because we will not go too further on that para hindi tayo malihis dun sa talagang intentions ng ating objective for today. Next slide po. Attitude, behavior, culture, or ABC model. Ano ba itong ABC model? This diagram explain the attitude, behavior, culture model. a simple way to understand how safety culture is built. Yun. Ito palang ABC model will define kung ano na yung safety culture, kung ano na yung status, ano na yung standing ng safety culture. First, attitude is what people think and feel about safety. Then it will go to the behavior, what people actually do, kung ano yung ginagawa. Behavior is influenced by attitude and also to form culture. So, from attitude going to behavior and then to what? Culture. Culture is the shared belief and habit in the workplace. So, culture influences future attitudes as well. Kaya magiging cycle nito, kaya kung babalik siya, the cycle starts with attitude, will shape the behavior, and repeated behavior across the group form the culture, and in return, culture reinforces. Sa pag-ikot niya uli sa attitude, magiging reinforce and strengthens yung new attitude that will result further good behavior. So, yan po yung cycle ng ABC. So, ang question is, which one I need to consider first? Of course, we need to consider first the attitude. We need to start shaping positive attitude, which lead to safe behaviors. And over the period of time, it will create a strong safety culture. Klaro po tayo dito? Okay? I hope na grasp natin yung idea na itong ABC culture model. Okay, next slide po. Mabilis po ba? Or need ba natin bagalan ng konti? Ano also?
Okay naman po, sir, yung bilis.
Okay, sige, thank you so much. So, second is what? Behavior is influenced by antecedents and consequences. Means what? So, let's define antecedents. Antecedent is what happens before the behavior. For example, signs, rules, training, reminders. These are antecedents. These trigger or what? To prompt or to behave promptly. Okay? And consequence is what happens after the behavior. Example, praise, punishments, rewards. This encourage or discourage. So let's take for example, wearing a helmet sign reminds a worker to what? To put on PPE. So this is antecedent. Okay? Consequence, a supervisor may praise a worker by using the harness correctly or by using the helmet correctly. This make the worker more likely to do it again. It's just like complimenting. Minsan, yung pagbibigay ng compliment, wala namang bayad kasi yan di ba? But it makes a big impact especially for those sa mga laborers or dun sa mga workers nating nasa field. So, with this kind of attitude, we can reinforce a good antecedent and a positive consequences. Okay? So, how are we going to say that antecedent is effective? We can say that the antecedent is effective is when we can predict the outcome or real consequence. Masasabi nating epektibo ang antecedents natin kung mape-predict natin yung outcome or real consequences. So, bago pa lang mangyari, mape-predict na natin dahil nakikita natin yung behavior, yung response ng mga worker, yung response ng tao. So, from the antecedent, we can make an adjustment. So, ito yung kagandahan nitong nitong antecedent and consequences na to. By properly observing, we can predict the real consequences. Okay. Consequence controls the behavior. Okay? Ngayon, ano ba itong mga consequence factors na to? Ano to? Timing, consistency, significant. Why timing? Will the consequence happen sooner or later? May ano siya, may time bound siya. Kaya malalaman natin, doon natin mapipredict. Consistency, in what sense? Is the it's the consequence certain or uncertain to occur? Sure or not sure na mangyayari? Okay? Third is significance. Is the consequence positive or negative? What do we mean by positive consequence? Mamaya madidefine natin yung positive consequence na to. So, to simply summarize this antecedent and consequences, people act based on what prompts them and what happens afterwards. PBS uses this to promote safe actions and reduce unsafe ones. So, with effective antecedent, we can reduce the unsafe ones or yung consequence. Right? Yan po yung kagandahan nitong number 2 natin. Behavior is influenced by antecedents and consequence mean. So, as practitioner, we must ensure, we must look closely, we must observe, follow closely our antecedents in our sites. Okay? Effectively. And then, for us to predict the real consequences. So, mas madali na po sa atin. Yun po yung maganda dito sa bagay nito. Okay? Okay, next slide po. Yes, ito yung positive reinforcement. What do we mean by positive reinforcement? Rewarding safe behavior encourages people to keep doing it. Just like itong example natin kanina, tapping their shoulders, giving them praises will motivate them to do more or to follow, to put in their system itong mga positive, yung effective antecedents natin. When workers are praised, recognized, or rewarded for doing the right thing, they are more likely to repeat that behavior. So, hindi po ito drama. It is a mutual relationship kapag nag-i-enforce tayo ng positive. Hindi po yung, alam nyo minsan kasi, kapag tayo nag-i-implement, tayo yung practitioner, the workers must feel our sincerity and truthfulness dun sa pinapatupad natin. Kapag na-feel nila na drama lang to, moro-moro lang to, display lang to, I don't think we will get a positive result for this one. So we need to be more truth and totoo sa mga sinasabi natin or ini-implement natin. Recognizing and reinforcing safe behavior is more effective than punishing unsafe acts. Ito dito agree ako dito. Marami kasi sa mga nag-i-implement sa safety is just a police system. Mali ka, bigyan kita ng fine. Yes, it may reduce. However, yung intentions ng tao na sumunod dahil ayaw lang niyang mabigyan ng fine or ma-penalty or ma-suspend, kaya niya gagawin. Kaya kung itatakil natin siya, i-deal natin siya on behavior side, that will be a positive one. So, positive reinforcement po ang tawag po doon. Praise, rewards, or even verbal acknowledge, libre naman po ito eh. Pero kung may budget ang HSC, why not? That's why meron tayong mga HSC moments, meron tayong HSE Employee of the Month to motivate consistent safety practices. Ito po ito, isa to sa mga program. Isa to sa mga magandang bagay na dapat natin kino-continue. Hindi yung obligasyon nila ito. Kailangan nilang gawin to. Otherwise, ayaw nila. Umalis sila, mag-resign. Hindi po ganun. So, positive feedback builds a strong safety culture by motivating safe actions. Kung meron pong positive reinforcement, ano naman tong negative reinforcement in BBS? Diba? May positive, may negative. Ano ba yung negative? Okay. Negative reinforcement is when you reduce something unpleasant to encourage safe behavior to happen again. For example, every time na merong task, we need to do a safety induction or safety inspections or safety reminder. If we think that our people are doing positively, pwede natin siyang skip. Alam mo minsan yung nuisance sa mga tao na parang paulit. Para bang, sige, since maganda yung ginagawa mo, sumusunod ka, hindi ko na to muna gagawin. But, in the event na magde-deviate sila, pwede nating i-re-implement or reinforce yung bagay na yun. Kaya negative siya dahil hindi compromise ang tawag doon. Binibigyan mo lang sila parang a sort of space para sila magawa nila yung mabigyan mo sila ng sarili ng hindi naman freedom. Space, I would use the word space para magtrabaho. But be mindful that we need to monitor them once they start to deviate or hindi na maganda yung positive, hindi na maganda yung epekto ng negative reinforcement, then we must immediately reinforce it. Okay? So, this encourages the worker to keep doing the safe behavior to avoid discomfort. Yun po lamang ang isang aspeto ng negative reinforcement. So, encouraging behavior, not punishing it. Agree po ako dyan. It works best when the worker feels relief or benefit from the removal of this negative reinforcement. So, next po. Wala pa pala ako sa kalahati. Okay, employee involvement. Workers actively take part in safety effort, not just follow rules. They help observe behaviors, give feedback, report hazards, and suggest improvements. All level of staffs, from labor to supervisors, participate in observation feedback solutions. Okay. Why employee needs to be involved sa feedback? When we're doing our risk assessment, consultation is part of this one, right? Involving the employee, especially the worker who's doing it, who has the competency, who has the experience, must hear their share of thoughts. When employees are involved, they feel responsible for safety. Merong ownership na tinatawag and help build a strong safety culture. Employee involvement means you're putting them part of the system and taking ownership. Yun po yung magandang aspeto nitong employee involvement. Okay, next slide po. Observations are constructive, not punitive. Anong ibig sabihin nito? The goal of observing behavior is to help, not to punish. Observers give supportive feedback to improve safety, not to blame or discipline workers. Kaya katulad nung nasabi natin kanina, maganda rin naman na talagang genuinely yung pagsunod nila para towards a good, positive safety culture. BBS uses peer-to-peer or supervisor-led observations. Okay, dito sa observations, a person or a safety practitioner can do one-to-one or by group. For example, kasi may ginawa ko na to sa site namin. What I did is I classify the workers. For example, lahat lang ng driver. Sila yung miniting ko, sila yung kinuhanan ko ng observation para magkaroon ng common interest. Hindi ko siya hinahalo dun sa iba. Ang kagandahan nun, because they have common interest, nasasabi nila yung suggestions nila, nasasabi nila yung tingin nilang tama o dapat. So, ini-empower natin sila na magbigay at makikita nila na maisasama siya sa corrective actions, makakasama siya sa mga procedures na mai-implement. So, it builds what? Ano yun parang maganda sa kanila, integrity na nila, oh, I am part of this, I am part of this. So, we're building trust and encourages open, honest improvement in safety behavior. Ito po yun. Okay? Next slide po. Okay, data-driven decision making. What does it mean? Using real safety observations and report to guide actions and improvement. Ang kagandahan po ng data-driven decision making. This is one of the effective tools na ipine-present natin sa management. Okay. When we have observation data recorded, analyzed, and used to identify trends, risks, and areas for improvement, this is our presentation that this is the situation on the workplace. Okay? That requires actions or improvement based on the actual behavior trends, not assumptions. I'm sorry to say, with due respect to others, hindi po natin dapat ina-assume ang mga data natin, ang ina-analyze natin, anong nakukuha natin, mga trends, incident, observations, unsafe act, unsafe conditions. Hindi po dapat assumptions to. Bakit kamo? Magkakaroon tayo ng problema when we are presenting data analysis sa management natin. Kapag hindi maganda ang atin at na-verify na ang pine-present natin is not the real or safety observations and reports, it will come back to us. Yun po ang totoo nito. So, let us help target the real issues and make safety efforts more effective. Okay? Ito po yun. Kasi, KPI, ano yun kailangan maisabit natin Kailangan maganda yung KPI ko. Wala namang masama kung merong mag-deviate yung KPI natin. That is an opportunity for what? To present on the management that what is needed or what will be the actions to correct that deviations on the reports. Yun po kagandahan. Let us to look on this positive outlook nung data natin. Okay? Next slide po. Continuous improvement. Gaya ng lahat ng management system, meron tayong continuous improvement. It will not stop from start to end. No, hindi po ganun ang safety. It should be a loop. It should be a continuous. Using real safety observation and reports to guide actions and improvements. Paulit-ulit. Pagkatapos mo sa dulo, pupunta ka sa una. Kung ano yung naging result mo sa una, i-improve mo siya para dun sa first step mo. And then, katulad nung sinabi natin kanila, yung mga antecedent natin, mai-improve natin siya, mai-enhance natin siya, mai-correct natin kung ano man yung naging consequence niya. Right? So, with that loop, continuous improvement, magiging ongoing changes that lead to safer behavior and stronger safety culture over the period of time. Remember, These things what we're discussing will not happen in a snap. This will happen in a period of over time. Maybe this year will be good. Maybe next year will be a better one. Maybe not. If there is some deviation, then we need to react on this one. So this is what is continuous improvement is all about. That's why observation data is recorded, analyzed, and used to identify trends, risks, and areas for improvement for later reference, for presentation sa management natin. Dahil kapag nagpe-present tayo, we're looking for what? Resources, right? Especially kapag meron tayong kinokorek. We need probably resources of people, additional people, or we need to change the system or the equipment, or we need to do a third-party inspection. Depends on the recommendations to fulfill the requirements. Yun po yung essence nitong continuous improvement. Next po. So for leadership support, eto dito marami nagkakaroon ng problema. Sadly, perhaps most or hindi naman, may mga instances na ang leadership support ng management is not on the HSE. Yes, it is a real fact na totoo po yan. However, being a safety professional, let us take it as an opportunity. Let us take it as a challenge to indulge our management to actively support the HSE or the BBS. Why? Leaders actively promote and support safe behavior through their actions, decisions, and communications. Kapag naipapakita natin na maganda ang nagiging mga actions, decisions, and communications natin, then we can encourage our leadership to embark on this idea. Strong and visible management commitment is crucial. Kaya nga kung balik tayo dun sa antecedent, effective antecedent tsaka yung consequence. Kung na-foresee natin na ito yung mangyayari at ipe-present natin sa management, then management must acknowledge dahil benepisyo to. Instead of being a reactive, nagiging proactive ang approach natin. So, ito po yung kagandahan ng merong support ng leadership. Kaya kailangan nating i-present sa kanila kung ano talaga yung kagandahan nito. When leaders care about safety, employees are more likely to follow and value safe practices. Ano po to? It goes hand in hand. Hindi lamang pwedeng lagi na lang ang employees ang nagbibigay. Hindi na lang lagi ang employees ang nag-a-adapt. It should be both leadership and it goes employees as well. So this will be a good strategy para sa atin. I understand talaga na marami sa atin, lalo na nasa constructions, they are looking on the productions, they are looking on the development of the projects, they're looking on the business aspect outcome only. But kapag nangyari na yung accident, na-stop ang site, nagkaroon ng investigation, sino ma-affect? It will generally affect everything. Whether nasa productions ka, nasa construction, mahal. So it will be affect. So it is important that we as safety practitioner must communicate the essence or the advantage of these things to our management. They need to understand. It's not like, sige lang, para makakuha lang tayo ng permit, makakuha tayo ng go signal sa government requirements, makasunod lang ba? Huwag tayong maging instrumento na para bang pakita lang natin. Hanggat maaari. Total, nandito na tayo sa profession na to. Just do our due diligence po. Okay? So much. Tapos na po tayo dun sa ating Second part. So, would you like to take a 1 minute break? Pwede bang mag-break? Iinom lang ako ng tubig for 1 minute. Thank you po.
Sige lang po, sir. So, habang nasa break po tayo, no? I would just like to recognize yung ating mga officers na umattend po, no? Andito po yung ating presidente, si Sir Albino. Sir? Hi.
Yes,
And
magandang hapon, ma'am. Magandang hapon din sa lahat. Maganda yung topic, no? Ah, maganda yung pagkakapaliwanag tsaka yung pagkakasunod-sunod. Medyo ano lang, no? Kailangan taga natin na intindihin kasi ito day-to-day, part ng ano to ng engagement, no? Mga worker. So, ang focus ng BBS sa tao mismo, no? At kung marirecall natin, no? Kung i-categorize natin yung hazard, meron ang Safe Act, 'di ba? May unsafe condition, no? So, mas mataas yung percentage ng unsafe act, no? So, eto, mako-correlate natin tong topic na to sa category na yun, no? So, antay lang natin habang umiinom pa siya ng tubig. Yeah. Okay. Stay tuned. Maraming salamat po.
thank you po, Pres. Yan.
Okay. Medyo natuyuan lang ng konti kaya mag-need ng recharge. Okay. Let us, without further ado, so para matapos natin, para magkaroon tayo ng maraming time sa question and answers. Next slide, please. Okay. Tapos na po tayo dun sa principles, sa relevant legal requirements. Now, ano yung kailangan nating i-approach? Ano yung kailangan nating gawin para makapag-implement tayo ng BBS? It is not necessarily na kailangan natin mag-create ng system sa kumpanya natin ngayon. Pwede siya magsimula sa atin mismo para makita natin ang magiging epekto. Then we can propose or present it to our management. It is not just like you got the idea now, then you're proposing. Alam mo naman, meron mga tanong ang mga management. So we need to have a good feedback. So without further ado, it will take us on 6 items for the approach to BBS. Next slide po. Okay, BBS champs. Sino ba itong mga BBS champs? BBS champion is a trained and motivated employee who helps lead BBS efforts in the workplace. So, sino ba to? Usually, of course, mandatory yung lahat ng HSC department will be part of the BBS champion. Maybe on the supervisory and then on the coaching. Coaching means it involves persons who have the decision making, mga managers or safety managers, directors, advisors. So, ikakategory natin sila dito sa mga coaches, these teams, and dun sa mga workers. Okay? These serve as role models, observers, and promoters. Kailangan kapag nag-i-implement tayo ng BBS champs, kailangan maging modelo tayo. Hindi tayo number one na nagba-violate ng mga requirements. Hindi tayo yung nagpipigay ng magandang o pangit na ehemplo o example behaviorally. Mga observers, tsaka pagpopromote ng safe behavior. Kailangan sa atin mismo makita dahil katulad ng isang bata o mga anak natin, paano mo sasabihin bawal masama ang naninigaril kung ikaw ay mismo yung naninigaril? So it's just like a common idea na ganito. So as BBS champions, we must be a role model. Okay? How are we going to do? Select champions from different department or work team strategically. Mas maganda. Bakit kamo? When you select champions on different departments, mako-cover mo yung entire organization. Hindi yung puro sa HSC lang. kailangan kumuha ka rin ng mga supervisors sa operations. Kailangan kumuha ka rin ng managers. Kung makukuha natin sila, well and good. Why? Because collaboration po yan. Magandang approach strategically po yan. Then, what are we going to do? Train them on BBS principle. Of course, we need to equip them. They need to understand the principles, the observation techniques, and the feedback skills. These three is essential to build champions in the organization. Okay? Assigning roles such as conducting person who will conduct behavior observation. Others will giving positive and construction feedback. Kailangan promoting safety talks or toolbox talk. Ito po isa sa mga essence ng toolbox talk, and then sharing observation data with the teams. Ito po, lahat po to collaboration. Hindi tayo makakakuha ng magandang resulta kung hindi natin i-implement itong bagay na to. And remember, hindi kaya ng isang taon to. It is a group effort. To direct attention and resources toward the behaviors that matter most to safety. I-maximize natin yung available resources natin. And this is the BBS Champs. Next slide, please. Identify critical behaviors. Ito, importante to. What does it mean? Define the key safe and hindi daw nakikita yung slide. Nakikita niyo yung slides? Meron kasi hindi daw nakakita ng slides. Sorry to interrupt.
I-reshare ko po ulit, sir. Wait lang. Nakikita na po ba?
I hope nakikita na. Okay, that's good. So, going back. Saan na ba ako? Critical behaviors. Define key safe and unsafe behaviors that significantly impact safety performance. Okay? How are we going to do it? Use past incident report, risk assessment, job hazard analysis. Questions. Ito ba mga incident reports natin, meron tayong registers? When we need trends, kung ano yung mga nangyayari, meron ba tayong registers? Paano natin na-monitor yung mga accident? Is it just like we're just piling it, one report, one to one and another, then i-folder natin? Mas mainam, magkaroon tayo ng registers. Makikita natin yung mga nagiging incident report natin. And then, kapag ang incident ay nagiging paulit-ulit, nagiging normal, there's something is wrong. So, ma-alarma tayo sa bagay na yan. Merong problema kapag ang incident paulit-ulit. Secondly, ang risk assessment ba natin is a one-time document na ginagawa? It should not be. For example, nagkaroon ng incident, risk assessment should be reviewed as per dun sa nangyaring incident. Tama ba? Na-consider ba yung nangyari? Yung corrective actions ba kasama ba dun sa dating risk assessment? So, we need to do it. Kung wala namang nagiging incident, it is a good practice to review it annually. Whether there are new legal requirements, whether there is another task, it is a good practice na nire-review natin siya. Ngayon, doon sa mga job hazard analysis, kung meron tayong mga non-routine na trabaho, kasi usually routine activities natin, meron na tayong risk assessment. Ngayon, kung merong non-routine, pwede natin i-incorporate yung job hazard analysis. Okay? So, from this, makikita natin yung critical behavior ng mga workers natin. Second is, focused on high-risk tasks. Working at heights, operating machinery. So, kung ano yung may high-risk task, doon tayo magko-concentrate. But I'm not saying na wag natin i-consider yung hindi high risk. Huwag tayo maging complacent. Sometimes yung complacency yun is a ticking bomb. So we need to be proactive sa lahat ng aspeto ng activities natin. It's just like we're ranking we're defining which is the high risk, which is the medium, and which is the low risk. Okay? Create a checklist of behaviors to observe. Maganda to. Ano ba yung mga nakagawian? Ano ba yung, for example, in wearing PPE, ano ba yung laging hindi nila sinusuot? Ano ba yung lagi nilang sinusuot? Bakit hindi nila sinusuot to? So magkaroon tayo ng checklist. And isa-isahin natin i-workout yung mga yun until such time na okay na siya. Maaring sabihin natin, dami naman kailangan. Yes, marami. Medyo tedious, but we are in this stage of identifying critical behavior that may lead to what? Maybe a catastrophe, maybe a fatality, maybe property damage that will impactly the company. So ito po yun. Ito po yung purpose nun. The purpose is to direct attention and resources towards the behavior that matter most to safety. Ito po yun, mga kasama. Okay? Next slide, please. Observe behavior on the job. What does it mean? Watch how employees perform tasks to see if they are doing them safely or unsafely. Ito po ay observing and monitoring as well. Alam mo naman tayo mga safety. Kailangan kasi talaga ang mata natin lagi nakatuon sa ating mga tao. Merong, let's say, hindi naman siguro trait ng Pilipino yung kung lulusot. Hindi naman siguro. Pero we need to be mindful sa mga bagay na ito. Okay? So how are we going to do it? Trained observers, supervisors, safety officers, peers, conduct informal or structured observation. Kailangan mag-empower tayo ng mga kasamahan natin. Hindi lang puro tayo. Kailangan i-multiply natin yung, halimbawa, ikaw, gusto mo, para maging ma-manage natin yung buong workplace natin, develop a person na nagagawa. I-multiply mo. I-empower natin sila. And then dumadami na. So that is strategic approach. Okay? Sharing is caring. As Mr. Casiano said. True. Correct yun. Do not interfere unless there is immediate danger. Ano ito? Para naman hindi, kasi may mga tao, let's say, whether we accept it or no, may tao na ayaw ng paulit-ulit na pinagsasabihan. Okay? Lalo na't may edad, maaring nuisance sa kanila, maaring nabobor na, alam mo, nakakairita. So, let us, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, bigyan natin sila ng space sa bagay na, but kailangan nakatingin pa rin tayo. Okay? Focus on facts, not opinions or assumptions. Ito na. Huwag tayo maniniwala sa mga hearsay o sa in common terms, marites. Huwag. Hindi maganda yan. Kailangan factual tayo, firm tayo, para hindi masira ang credibility natin. Hindi masira yung pakikipatungo natin sa mga kasamahan natin. Hindi tayo one-sided, left or right. Kailangan firm palagi tayo. Okay? Ang purpose nito is to understand how work is really done and identify both strengths and risk in behavior. Okay? Para makita natin yung strengths and risk ng isang behavior. Okay? Next slide, please. Give immediate feedbacks. If ang relationship natin sa ating mga workers, when we empower them, when they see something, we can use the technology. For example, WhatsApp. Just by simply taking one pictures of this incident can greatly make a difference. For example, mayroong unsafe kinunan pinadala sa'yo. Maganda to. Okay? Communicate with the worker right after the observations. Makita mo, pinadala, communicate mo. You act immediately, diligently, para makita nila na you're valuing kung ano yung nire-report nila. Pinapakita mo na importante yung participation nila. And then you give them top. Ito po yung magandang feedback. Because when we do it, it will continually, it will be habitual. Okay? Positive feedback reinforce safe behavior. Good job using 3-point contact. Mga example. Parang simple lang na salita pero hindi natin alam meron pala magandang epekto sa kanila. Constructive feedback. Discuss unsafe behaviors in a respectful way. Huwag iwasan natin sumigaw. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na kapag hindi ka sumigaw or what, para bang natatakot ka na sa kanila. Ang meron tayo rito, respeto. Respeto. Okay? I notice you weren't wearing goggles. Let's make sure we stay protected. Yung mga ganitong salita na hindi nakaka-open pero meron sadya talaga na tao na napakainam. Aaminin ko rin yan na susubukin yung pasensya mo. Kailangan being one of the BBS champions, kailangan mahabang pasensya natin or we try ways kung talagang intentional na niyang ginagawa. Then you can do the disciplinary actions available sa procedure ng ano natin ng company natin. But put it on the last resort, okay? Promoting and normalizing open and transparent engagement on behavior at all levels. Kaya kailangan pakikipag-usap natin lagi sa kanila totoo at nafi-feel nila na totoo tayo. Introducing more effective tools to address behavior related to root cause and to effectively learn from incidents. So, hindi to blaming culture. Feedback, importante po to. Okay? It will strengthen safe behavior and correct unsafe behavior in a supportive and non-punitive way. Ngayon, kapag gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, yes, sabi ni Sis Carilyn, we must approach them professionally. Yes. Minsan sa construction, hindi lahat, alam mo niya yung level, maayos na pakikipag-usap. Or kung ayaw mong ikaw, use someone na maaring close sa kanya, na maaring tinitignan niya, na mayroong respeto para magsalita sa kanya. This is part of a good strategy. Okay? Next slide, please. Record and analyze data. Okay, katulad na ng pag-usapan natin kanina. Track what behaviors are being observed and use that data for improvement. We can use it for improvement, presentation to our management, presentation in asking for requesting for resources. Dito po natin nagagamit yan. Use observation forms or digital tools to log findings. Kailangan meron tayo laging ebidensya. Hindi naman pwedeng verbal na pag-usap. Kailangan meron tayong trends na maipapakita. Kung, for example, sa mga lifting techniques natin, ano yung mga kulang? Ano yung mga kailangan? Record ba ng training or what? Ito po yung kailangan natin ma-identify. Track percentage of behavior over period of time. Okay? To make data-driven decisions, prioritize trainings, and measure progress. Yun po. Importante po talagang training na kailangan din nila. Kaya magbibigay din tayo ng time, mag-allocate tayo ng time para sa training to improve yung competency ng ating mga tao. Next slide, please. So last na po ito. Take action for improvement. Whatever the collected data and insights we get, we should create a meaningful safety improvements. Hindi po yung pumasok na lang sa isang tenga, lalabas sa kabilang tenga at walang nakikitang improvement. Madadala, hindi na magsusupport ang mga tao. However, kung tayo nakikita nila na kumikilos, bagamat wala pang nagiging resulta, it's a plus points natin yun para sa kanila that you take it with you and then you take actions on it. Yun po yun. How to do it? Conduct toolbox talk or targeting training, adjust work procedures or engineering controls, engage leadership in addressing systemic issues, recognize teams with high safe behavior rates. Lahat ng bagay na ito, ano ito measurable to nakikita to ng mga tao. So, with this kind of actions, nakikita nila na may pinupuntahan yung mga pinifeed nila sa atin. At meron tayong ginagawang corrective actions para ma-correct, para ma-improve for the next cycle ng system. So, to continuously improve safety performance and build a proactive safety culture, ito po talaga yung essence yan. From, let's say, nagde-debate tayo and then paikot, it will go, darating ang time magiging proactive na lahat. Kaya wag po tayong manghihinawa o titigil na, PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act, kapag meron tayong management system. So, ito po yan, continuous loop po yan. And, next slide please. There you go. Maraming salamat po mga ka-safety. At let's go. We will go directly to Sec kung ano man yung next natin agenda. Thank you.